Hey, what is up, guys? So I'll be telling you a quick way of losing weight and gaining muscle quickly. If you're like me, you've always wondered what's the quick and easiest way of getting this done. Well, the truth is that it's actually not that difficult as long as you follow a few simple steps and remain consistent in your approach. And before you know it, you'll be getting that body shape you've always dreamed of. So before we start, and I know this sounds a little bit of an ad like weight loss pills, for example, lose 20 pounds in 10 days guaranteed. No, I won't be talking about weight loss pills because they didn't really work for me. It may have worked for some people, but it didn't really work for me. So personally, there are a few supplements that I'll take, but not really for any dietary reasons, more for health reasons. So just to start off, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Ever since I was a little boy, I'd look at the magazines and I wish that I could be super shredded like the models. Oh, if only I had abs, I would think to myself, then all my problems would be totally gone. Well, first of all, that was BS, and second, having and maintaining abs is like a full-time job, honestly. So unless you're one of those people who have genetics like Greek gods, in which case, why are you watching a video on losing weight and gaining muscle? The goal shouldn't be to look like Magic Mike and his friends, it's really just to lose some weight and also just feel good enough about yourself to continue losing weight and gaining muscle. So I'll be going over 5 things that I've learned over the years in regards to accomplishing your goals in fitness and weight loss. This list is pretty beginner friendly, and there's also some things in here that may be new to veterans as well, so let's just get started. The first tip is to use a method called calories in and calories out. How this method works is you find your basal metabolic rate. You can look online for a BMR calculator, which will tell you how much your basal metabolic rate is. For me, it is 2000. So once you figure out how much calories you're able to consume in a day, and just make sure not to go over that. For me, I could burn off 2000 calories by practically doing nothing all day and sitting on my butt and watching TV. Now, that's without going to the gym or running or anything like that. If you make sure you don't go over this metabolic rate, then you'll be guaranteed to lose weight. Now, the second tip is to try and hit macros well enough. Macros are proportions of fats to carbohydrates to proteins per calorie eaten. Generally, hitting a lower carb and higher protein diet is a lot better than a high carb, low protein diet. But it really depends on what your lifestyle choices are. The easiest way to make sure you have a balanced macronutrient profile is just to eyeball it on a plate. 1/3 of your plate should be meats, 1/3 of it should be avocado or fish or another healthy fat source, and 1/3 should be a fibrous carb. Fibrous carbs are like vegetables and beans, and if you have to have rice or noodles or bread, just make sure it's at least whole grain. So you may wonder why I haven't talked about gaining muscle at this point, and that's because diet is the majority of the work that goes into a fit physique. Next, I'll talk about physical exercise and how that will be beneficial to gaining muscle and losing weight. Studies have shown that mixing resistance training with cardiovascular exercise is vastly superior to just cardiovascular exercises on their own. So doing resistance training includes lifting weights, band exercises, and calisthenics that will help create micro tears in your muscles, which will allow them to repair and grow stronger. Through this repetitive process, it will allow your body shape to change in addition to helping you develop stronger muscles. I would strongly recommend looking into a training buddy or having a personal trainer to help you start off initially, in order just to make sure you're doing things with proper form and technique. Now, the fourth tip is to do high intensity interval training. HIIT is one of the most effective ways of losing fat while developing fast twitch muscles in your arms or legs. How it works is you hop on a treadmill and you go at a walking pace for about a minute, and then you do 30 seconds of fast-paced running, then alternate for 15 to 20 minutes. For me, I usually start off running at a 10 speed, and then I rest for 1.5 minutes at a 3 speed, then I go up to a 10 speed, and I do this for 15 minutes non-stop, and you could really go at whatever pace you feel comfortable with. The trick is to go at your max speed, then slow down to catch your breath, and then do it all over again. This achieves a high production of HGH, which stands for the human growth hormone, enabling us to experience health and anti-aging effects. In terms of pure fat loss, 10 minutes of HIIT is equivalent to 1 hour of steady-state cardio, jogging at a brisk pace. This is not only a time-efficient method, but also a much more effective method of losing weight. Another thing to take to note is that because high intensity interval training is so strenuous, it is recommended not to do more than 20 minutes of it at a time so as to alleviate the pressure on the body. This could be a good or bad thing depending on how you stand. So finally, and this is more a general rule of thumb, practice consistency and patience. These techniques, which I have mentioned, did give me the fastest way of transforming from a little chubby kid to being fit and healthy, but it still did take a very long time. So I recommend going slow at first and then ramping up the intensity as you get better at the diet and exercise portion of this video. Learn to love the process instead of just pining for the result. And if you are 100% hinging on results to motivate you, then I don't know if you're going to be able to achieve your ideal body shape. This is perhaps the most difficult part because everyone can go to the gym, but not everyone can go to the gym 3 to 4 times every single week. I remember how sore I was after my first workout, and then eventually I built a habit to at least hit the gym a few times every week. I never lost sight of that pattern, and results just came naturally. So there you go. I hope you got something out of this video. I know most of these tips are very basic and most people really know about it, especially if you dabbled in fitness sometime in your life. I will try to push out more in-depth content, so if you could please hit the like or subscribe button or comment down below if you agree or disagree with anything I said, that would be awesome. Well, thanks for watching, guys.